Hey guys, welcome back. Want to talk to you today because here we are coming into all this, the summer, the heat and everything, and the safety measures we have to take. And something I want to talk to you about heat intolerance, which is something I suffer from myself. I was born with this. I've always had that, but I have to take extra precautions. And if we have something of some type of heat illness, heat exhaustion, heat stroke, of course, number one, always read my disclaimer. And if anything like, you feel like you've had a heat stroke or something, please seek medical attention. I'm giving you information if we are in a survival situation or if it's a heat exhaustion that can be treated at home. Okay, safety first, guys. I always say that, but these are good things to happen because there's always a time that we may not be able to get medical attention and you need to know what to do. I always say that. So let's talk about first people who do have heat intolerance. Like there's different medical conditions that can cause somebody to have that. And then there's also a lot of prescription medications that can cause heat intolerance. I'm not going to get into the prescription medications. I'm not going to touch that. But if you were on any of those, usually you'll have a warning or you'll notice it yourself. That's something different. I can't, give a lot of recommendations on that one. But as far as heat intolerance, a lot of people who, if you have hyperthyroidism, you can be heat intolerant. People who have MS or certain autoimmune disorders can have heat intolerance. I have dysautonomia, which is an umbrella term that's autonomic nervous system disorder. I was born with that. I don't know any different. And people who have POTS, that falls up underneath that. Things like that. You can be heat intolerant, and you have to do smart things. I don't work in the heat of the day. I struggle through the summer. I have to be very careful. I go out earlier, and then in the the afternoon, use common sense on those things. But if we didn't have air conditioner or we're out somewhere, SHTF situations, you need to recognize the symptoms, which is throbbing headaches, dizzy, rapid, heart rate. Especially if you have somebody has a rapid heart rate and their blood pressure drops down, that's an urgent situation. Nausea, vomiting, rapid breathing, or if anyone passes out, emergency situations. So heat intolerance, one of the big things that can cause that normally in people is low vitamin B1. That's something I have to take. And also there's medical conditions like I have that will cause that, but also people who are on high carb diets, that will drop your B1. So if you do have a high carb diet, I would make sure you take B1, a supplement for that. And also vitamin D3, I cannot say enough good about it. Vitamin D3 will help with that intolerance and balancing out your system. That's something I have to take every single day. Now, with a warning with that, if you are someone who has extremely low blood pressure, if your blood pressure runs low, mine runs low, you don't want to take extremely high doses of vitamin D3 for long periods of time because it can make your blood pressure drop more. So with that warning. So that is something good with the B1. If you're heat intolerant, to get that, start taking it. Now, as far as other type of, symptoms you have to look out for and measure if you're in a situation you have heat illness of a certain type. I always say, pulse ox. I did not bring mine in here. I always keep that with me because I have tachycardia, so I have to watch my my heart rate regularly anyways. But if somebody has, I recommend having that in your anyways for these, especially these situations, is know what their pulse is doing and their body temperature. Whatever, thermometer type you decide to use. Of course, you have to do the chart. If you do it internal or however you take it, it can vary. But overall, if somebody's body temperature is over 103 and it's not induced because of a fever, it's induced because of heat, we have a problem. And if you start having any kind of, confusion and stuff like that, you're getting in a danger level because anything over that, you can start getting damage to your organs. And it is extremely important to get yourself or person you're with, you need to bring their temperature down. So, you want to do cold pack, either get them in a tub of a cold bath, or you want to take ice packs or something cold and put it on their main arteries, which is going to be on their neck. You want to put it in their groin and in their armpits. And I always do something with people's feet that will help start bringing that temperature down quickly. That's your most important thing, is you want to lower that so you're not getting, damage. And then if it's like a heat exhaustion thing, you're not at that thing where your body temperature is over 103. You want to get somebody lay down, their feet elevated, get them cooled, off. Same type of things, get them cooled off. Also, something good if somebody's having an actual, they're at a heat stroke or about to go into that, is you completely wet, like a top sheet, and lay that over them and have a fan on them, because you want to, and you, of course, you take their clothes off and you want to get that right on their body, because you want to bring everything, that core temperature down. Cold, cool compresses all over. Now, as far as getting fluids in, a lot of people make the mistake. They think, oh, they're so hot, give them ice water, get them a nice drink. No, your body actually has to warm up. If you drink like an ice cold drink, it has to warm it up before it utilizes and absorbs that correctly. So that is, yes, ice, cold compresses on them, more like a room temperature type of, beverage or water, just like almost, I guess, how tap water would just come out cooler, but not ice cold. That's about the temperature you want. Now, of course, you can have things like Gatorade, electrolyte drinks. I myself prefer to have water and put apple cider vinegar in it and like a dollop of honey, and that's going to give you that. And you're going to want that magnesium and stuff, because if you've lost all that from a heat exhaustion, it's important to get that in quickly as well. There is an old remedy. My grandmother used to use this one, and that is onion juice. And you can even use a fresh raw onion juice is better, but she would put that on our chest, or individual's chest. I've seen her do that with a person before. Is she would take a slice of onion, and this was, in South Florida, you would put that onion on there. It starts help bringing that core temperature down. We may not always have an onion right on us, but that is something. If you're out, say you're out in the woods, you're out and about, and something like that happens, which can, and that can, that can get away from somebody. They don't realize if they're, they're hiking, some situation you're out, is if you can get near a body of water, whether it's a creek, a stream, a pond, whatever, is immediately get your feet in that to bring your temperature down. If you have to submerge somebody or yourself, of course, don't do it yourself or individual, where you're going to get in a situation, if they passed out or yourself, you would drown. Let's be safe, common sense. But anything to get that that temperature down is extremely important. They have these, I carry them in my go bags. It's like a cooling towel, and you wet it and you can put it around your neck. Those are good to have if you're working in the yard or you're out hiking or anything, and just keep on, pour some of your bottled water over it, or dip it in, the river or wherever you're at, and keep that cool as a preventive thing. And stay out of course, if anyone's in it and you're able to, you get them out of the sun and out of being outdoors where they're exposed immediately. But like even my scanner I have going, and I used to work in trauma and stuff like that. Heat exhaustion can come on you very quickly. There's every year my scanner will go off nonstop, heat stroke, heat exhaustion, and they'll go get them. We're coming into that season, and it's very important to prevent that, and know what to do if something happens. And if you're prone to heat intolerance, look into, and of course, depending on your medication you're on, is the B1. That will help a lot with your heat intolerance as well. Something I want to bring to you. I hope it helps you guys. Everyone stay well, God bless, and I will see you next time.